All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to talk about something you might not have on your radar, a massive defense event that brings the world's military giants and up-and-coming nations to a pretty unexpected place. This is really the story of how a trade show turned into a powerful tool for global diplomacy. So let's dive in.
Okay, so first things first, what is IDEAS? Well, the name stands for International Defense Exhibition and Seminar. But think of it like this. It's a huge, high-tech trade show for the military world, and it happens every 2 years in Karachi, Pakistan. This is the place where countries and the biggest defense companies show off their latest and greatest gear. We're talking everything from tanks and drones to some seriously advanced cyber stuff.
Now, here's what's really interesting. The official motto for the whole thing is Arms for Peace. Yeah, kind of powerful, and maybe a little provocative, right? But that phrase really sets the tone. It's built on this idea that military strength and countries working together can actually prevent conflict and create stability. That one motto, it pretty much sums up the entire mission. So, where did all this come from? I mean, a huge international defense expo doesn't just pop up out of nowhere, right? Let's go back and see how this little seed of an idea was planted and how it grew into the massive event we see today. And wow, did it grow fast. I mean, it kicked off in the year 2000, and just 2 years later, it was already a global gathering. But the real game changer, that was 2004. That's when American heavy hitters like Lockheed Martin and Raytheon showed up. That gave it instant credibility on the world stage. And by 2006, it wasn't just a showcase anymore. It had become a serious marketplace where big-time co-production deals were actually getting signed. And this quote from President Musharraf, it really gets to the heart of the original vision. See, from the very beginning, IDEAS was meant to be more than just a place to sell weapons. It was designed as a strategic move to boost Pakistan's own tech, and, just as importantly, to make a statement to the world about its place and its capabilities. But you know, the road from a brand new idea to a must-attend event on the global calendar, well, it was anything but smooth. Like any big project, IDEAS hit some serious, totally unexpected roadblocks that really tested whether it would even survive. The first huge test came in 2010. Pakistan was hit by these absolutely catastrophic floods. We're talking about a natural disaster that impacted 22 million people. The crisis was so massive, so all-consuming, that they had no choice but to cancel the event entirely. And honestly, a blow like that could have easily killed its momentum for good. And then, believe it or not, a decade later, another crisis hit, this time a global one. The COVID-19 pandemic, of course, brought the entire world to a halt, and IDEAS was no exception. The 2020 show was canceled too. It just goes to show you, even a major strategic event like this is vulnerable to these huge, unpredictable forces. But here's the crazy part. Despite those two massive setbacks, the growth has been absolutely remarkable. Just look at the numbers. In 2002, you had 110 exhibitors. Fast forward 20 years to 2022, and that number is over 500. And the attendance, that's even crazier. It went from 45 official delegations to over 51,000 trade visitors. This isn't just a comeback story, it's a story of incredible resilience and expanding global influence. You know, bouncing back from that first cancellation in 2010, that was a real turning point. It basically cemented the event's status. As Prime Minister Jalani put it, in just over a decade, it had become a mega event. Its ability to survive and thrive proved it was here to stay, a permanent fixture in the global defense world. Okay, so that brings us to today. After getting through all those challenges, what has IDEAS actually become? Let's take a look at the sheer scale of this thing now. It's really become a crossroads for defense pros from, well, pretty much every corner of the globe. This chart from the 2022 event is super revealing. I mean, you'd probably expect a national defense show to be mostly domestic companies, right? But look at this. The international exhibitors actually outnumber the Pakistani ones. What that tells you is that the global defense industry sees IDEAS not just as a local show, but as a crucial gateway to the entire region. Okay, now let's focus on this number right here, 55. What is that? That's how many countries sent official delegations in 2024. And we're not just talking about neighbors. We're talking about the big players. The United States, Russia, China, all of them coming to Karachi to check out the new tech and, make some deals. And of course, a huge part of IDEAS is the whole Made in Pakistan showcase. I mean, this is the prime time for Pakistan's own defense industry to show off its best stuff to the world.
We're talking about major systems like the Hyder main battle tank, advanced drones like the Shahar 2, and of course, the famous JF-17 Thunder fighter jet.
So, okay, we've seen the hardware, we've seen the incredible growth, and the global guest list. But let's get down to it. Beyond all the tanks and the tech, what's the real purpose here? Why does this event matter so much, especially for Pakistan?
Well, it really boils down to two key things. First, it's a giant storefront. It's the best possible platform for Pakistan to promote and sell its own homegrown defense technology. And second, it's a critical diplomatic space. It's neutral ground where top military leaders, security analysts, and policymakers from all over the world can meet, talk shop, and build relationships.
And make no mistake, this is a very high-stakes game. We know for a fact that the highest levels of government get directly involved. There's this one example where Pakistan's president personally invited the Emir of Kuwait just to help push a potential sale of the Al-Khalid tank. That shows you just how tightly business and diplomacy are woven together at this event.
This phrase here really nails its modern identity. The organizers call it a rendezvous for convergence, which, okay, is a bit of a fancy way of saying it's become the meeting point. This is the place where the future of defense tech isn't just put on display. It's actively debated, negotiated, and ultimately shaped by the people who run the global defense community.
So, that leaves us with one final thought to chew on. In a world where conflict is changing at lightning speed, with drones, AI, cyber warfare, the role of these huge in-person exhibitions becomes even more important. They're the places where alliances are built and new technologies spread, which really makes you wonder, how will these global showcases continue to shape the very nature of security and conflict in the years ahead?